like to start with Bare Minerals Prep Step Moisture Set Radiant Prep Cream. It's best for normal to dry skin, blurs imperfections, it diminishes the appearance of pores, and your end result is this beautiful, radiant, glowing complexion that's perfectly primed and ready for foundation. And then for my foundation, I love this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I'm in the shade 203 Nude Beige. It claims to give you up to 24-hour wear. I'm not wearing it 24 hours, but I do find that it is long wearing and it holds up really well. Especially for me, I work in a restaurant, so I am running in and out of a hot and humid kitchen. This gives you a radiant finish. It's medium coverage. It has an airlight texture, and again, it's perfect for normal to dry skin, which is right where I fall, so I find that it's perfect for that. And then I just like to dot it on my face and blend it out with the Real Techniques Beauty Blending Sponge for a perfect, flawless finish. This is Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat, and this is in the shade 02. I like to kind of color correct with this before I do my actual concealer color. I like to put this where I want to bring in light. So I start with underneath my eyes, down the center of my nose, my cupid's bow, the center of my chin. And I also find, in addition to bringing in light, it does kind of cancel out those blue tones that you would have under your eyes before you start with your concealer. So it kind of helps to color correct and balance that out and get rid of them. And again, I'm just patting this out with that same Real Techniques sponge. Then I'm going in with Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light-Ivory. This is a high coverage formula, but it still maintains a very natural appearance on the skin. It has a luminous finish. And the thing that I love about this concealer is that it's been tested to be white cast free. They actually tested it under 7 different forms of flash photography to make sure that when you did take your pictures, you wouldn't have that white cast under your eyes, which I love, especially since I work with brides so much and people that are going to be undergoing flash photography. And then I just like to blend that out with my beauty blender once again. And then I'm using the mother of all translucent setting powders. This is Mercier. And I just don't think anything compares. This is the absolute best, and I'm just patting that underneath my eyes with Real Techniques setting brush. And then I'm going to go in with Physicians Formula Super BB Pressed Powder to just set my foundation. And then for bronzer, I'm using Too Faced Snow Bunny. It has 4 complementary shades. When swirled together, they just perfectly suit fair skin and just warm up your complexion, just to bring a little dimension to the face and create a warm glow. And I love the fact that this is a very light product. It can be layered without looking chalky, so you can kind of build up to which intensity that you desire. And then we're going to move on to contouring, and I'm using the Smashbox Step-by-Step Contour Kit, and this is in the light medium range, and I like to mix the bronzer and contour shades together for a nice balance of cool and warm tones. I like to buff this around the perimeter of my face and inside the hollows of my cheeks to build dimension and sculpt my face. Then with those same 2 shades, I like to take a Luxie angled shader brush and just kind of sculpt out my nose a little bit and slim it down. I start at the inner corner of my eye, right where my eyebrow ends, and run it down the border of the outside of my nose and just buff that out just to make sure it looks blended and not muddy. And then I also like to take and apply that just along the like nostril area, I guess you would say, just to give my nose a more turned up button-like appearance. And for blush, I'm using the Laurent Unzipped Cheek Palette. This is in the shade Unimaginable, but since it's limited edition, you can find dupes for it. I find that it's very similar to the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach palette. It's also very similar to Physicians Formula Nude Glow Blush. It's basically a light medium pink peach with a slight shimmer. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Becca Cosmetics and the Jaclyn Hill collaboration. This is Champagne Pop. I think it's the perfect colored highlight. I think it's suitable for all skin tones actually. It's a soft white gold with a pinky peach undertone, and I just like to take that with the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight brush and pop that along the upper cheekbone area just to lift it and brighten. I also like to take that along my temples, down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the tip of my nose, on the cupid's bow, and along the center of the chin. And then I just like to blend that out with my beauty blender exactly where I just placed all of that highlight. The eyeshadows that I'm going to be working with today are from Physicians Formula. These are the Matte Collection Quad eyeshadows. And the first one I'm using here is the Classic Nudes collection. And then you'll also see me pull out the Canyon Classics collection. And I like these because they are a mix of warm and cool tones to subtly enhance my eyes in the most natural possible way. I like them because they're long lasting, they're a buttery smooth consistency, they blend out really nicely, and they're just the perfect shades to just subtly enhance my eyes. So you'll see that I am just starting with, well, first I started with the ivory shade, and then I moved on to those two more of a transition shades, and I buffed those into my crease. And then lastly, I'm taking the darker, it's like a charcoal gray, out of the Canyon Classics collection, and I just like to just sketch that in the outer corner of my eye just to bring a little bit more dimension. And I'm just taking the charcoal gray and I'm just kind of sketching that along the lower lash line. I did kind of fall out of the frame here, which I apologize for. I will get better at this in the future, I promise. But basically I'm just smudging that along my lower lash line for some extra dimension. And then I'm taking my L'Oreal Voluminous Base. This is an eyeshadow primer, and this is my absolute secret to getting completely full, lush, false looking lashes without having to go through the extra maintenance of applying false lashes. That doesn't really work for me in my job. They would just get uncomfortable and lift, and it just wouldn't be good. So while those are drying, I like to start my eyebrows. So you can see I'm just combing those into place. And then my favorite, like, holy grail product for years and years has been this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. And it just is the perfect ash toned, I think this is like the ash taupe color. Let's see here. Ash browns, that's what it is. 963, that's the kit. And I just start by sketching the darkest color into the inner corner of my eyebrow, and I just basically map out where that's going to start and just make sure that they're pretty much even. So I draw that line underneath, and then I basically take my brush and I push that color up into my eyebrow just to distribute it without having to add more product. And then I saw that my primer was drying, so I did go in with my Tarte Light Camera Lashes mascara, which is again one of my holy grail all-time favorites. I think this might be one of my favorite mascaras of all time. And you can see the complete difference that just makes by lifting my lashes and keeping them lifted and just beautifully curled all night long. Then I like to go in and finish my eyebrows once my mascara is completely applied. And now I'm just working on my arch and on the tail. So I just kind of keep pushing that color along to map out where I want the arch to be and the tail, and then I just fill in and connect everywhere that needs to be just more filled out and connected, and make sure that the pigment is filled in and not splotchy or spotty or patchy looking. And then I like to highlight the inner corner of my eye with that Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop highlighter once again. Just bring some lightness to my eyes. My lip liner today is going to be from ColourPop. It's in the shade Chai. It is a beautiful cool tone neutral brown, and I just love this with the liquid lipstick that I'm going to use, because I like using the darker lip liner with a little bit of a lighter lipstick just to have that really pretty ombre effect. So I just like to sketch that in the outline of my lips and then just smudge it in and kind of like ombre it in towards the center. My lipstick is by Too Faced. It's the Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick, and I am obsessed with the shade Child Star. It is a milky nude, and I just love the way that it looks with that chai lip liner. It is the perfect shade for my skin tone. As you can see, I'm very fair, so I love that. And then I like to go ahead and just finish my face with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to eliminate any chalkiness. And then I go ahead and set my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. And I find that the combination of those two just make my my makeup really just set in and last all night long. And that's the finished look. That's like my basic work makeup look, just to make myself look enhanced but natural, and the makeup really lasts for a long time and I don't ever have to worry about it slipping off, especially in a restaurant. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.